Hi everybody, my name's Jake. This is another episode of Good Idea, Bad Execution. In our last video, we painted the pallet planters. Say that 5 times fast. So now what we need to do is we need to get them lined with the landscaping fabric so that we can put the dirt in them, and then they'll be done. Then we can, start putting seed in them, or, just buy plants and transplant those however we want to do it. So let's get that started. I'm not exactly sure how I want to accomplish this, if I just want to lay it in there or if I want to staple it. I'm kind of leaning towards just laying it in there. That way, when it starts to disintegrate, rot, whatever, then it will be easily replaceable. So this is the stuff I got. Picked it up at Menards. It is Yardworks. It's supposed to last 10 years, okay? 3 feet by 50 feet, so I should have more than enough to screw up a couple of times. Oh, it has a band there too. Okay, so I've actually never worked with this stuff before, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do with this. I mean, I know I want to lay it in there, but I think, and I'm hoping, it's going to be just something as simple as cutting it to what I need and just kind of creating a pocket. Maybe, actually, if I think about it, I think I'm going to cut it very large, tuck it in there, and then cut away the stuff that I don't need. And that should hopefully avoid any mishaps and screw ups and mistakes. So let's get to cutting. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this board that I've got laying out here just to kind of drape this over it. And, using the right tool, we're just going to go ahead and slice it and tuck it into the spots that we need it to. Like butter, baby. All right, so let's start with this one here. And yeah, our paint is dry. That's good. This one's got smaller pockets in it, so I could probably cut some of this away and use it in the next one over. At least that's the hope, right? Okay, so we get a nice deep pocket in here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut away and cut out the stuff that we don't need. I might get away with using this piece on that one. Let's see real quick. So this is turning out to be a little more troublesome than I had imagined. I had hoped I could just tuck it in there and it would sit just fine. However, with cutting it cut at wrong angles, and it's becoming bothersome, to say the least. So I have a new idea. What I think I'm going to do is I am going to use the staple gun, but I am just going to put it on the front. Just like staple it in back here, drape it down, lay it back. So basically it's just covering this part and the bottom. And I'm not going to worry about the back because, let's face it, these are pallets. There's 8 billion of them in the world. I have probably half of that here in my yard. So I think that's going to be the new plan. All right, so we got a nice pocket here. It's nice and loose. So yeah, I think that's going to be the plan, and we're just going to keep working our way pocket to pocket to pocket to pocket to pocket and be done. So there we go. First one's done. Didn't go exactly as I had planned. I wasn't able to staple everywhere I needed to just because of the angle, the wideness of the staple gun. I couldn't get it in there, so. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, the pockets are just tucked in, but once the soil gets in there, it's going to fill those in, and it shouldn't be an issue. Like this one here. Okay. So, let's get started on that bad mama jamma. All right, now that that's complete, I know it doesn't look the greatest, but it's going to work, and that is pretty much the premises of this channel. Good idea, bad execution. Well, I'm going to go get some dirt mixed up. We're going to get these filled and ready to be presented. Okay, so right down here, I have got 2 bags of soil and a bucket. One is just a generic $2.99 bag. It's like 3/4 of a cubic foot, 0.75 cubic foot. The other is a Miracle-Gro potting mix. It's a cubic foot. A little more expensive. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put about half in each, or half a bucket full of each in here, mix it up with my hands, and then just start putting it in the pockets that we just made. Since we used up a can of paint, I'm going to use the cap for that as, just a scoop. All right, that's what we want, right about there. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of the rest of them, and we'll be back in just a minute. Well, as you can see, the sun is starting to set. The day is just about over. So let's take one final last look at these things. All full of dirt and ready to go. I got a little creative on the last couple of pockets here. I just went and filled up the bucket, mixed it up with a shovel, and used the shovel instead of that tiny little cup. It was just taking too long. So there we go. All done. Finally, pallet planters are finished, painted, filled. We're good to go. On that note, we love you. Take care of each other, and we will catch you on the next video. Bye, everybody. So, now they can actually be presented. Our anniversary was like a week ago. So, that's all right. She knows I'm always late. As long as she's not late, that's all that matters. If you got that joke, then we can be friends. If not, we can still be friends, but we just won't have as much to talk about.